against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me.
We are waging war on mediocrity. It ain't no friend of me. It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, bringing you another edition of Motivational Monday. Woo! I am so excited to be sitting in front of this camera today, man. I got some stuff today that is surely going to get you moving in the right direction. For all my replayers, please give me about a minute and a half as I share this out to all my social media outlets. And two, I'm starting to see eyes popping on here. Holla at your boy. Let me know who's out there. You don't go to people's house and not say, hey, what's up? Don't speak to them. You know, I raised in the country. That's sort of what my grandmama and them told me. So holla at your boy. Hey, what's up, Vaniqua Future DON? Hope you're having a tremendous day. I see some more eyes out there. Y'all holla at your boy as I share this out. Okay, Periscope, I see you out there. Holla at your boy. Y'all give me about a minute and a half. Hope everybody's having a great day. I just saw my wife pop on there, Krista A. Williams. Hey, Charlotte, thank you for joining us today. If you all would, please share this out to your groups or invite 5 friends to come join you on this. My grandmother would say the same thing. Yep. Have them share this out to 4 or 5 friends and let them know that the motivational teacher has been going live. I just finished listening to that Motivational Monday from last week. I think, Vaniqua, you and I are the only people that go back and listen to that thing 4 or 5 times. And I got to tell you that Move That Cart was fire. And I'm telling you, those are words that can really change your life. Those are words that are really life changing. And I think, man, the more of these words we get in our life, the more we're going to be able to change from the inside out. And I think we've been duped to believe that we change from the outside in. And I'm here to break bread with y'all tonight. All change happens on the inside before you see it on the outside. I came to break bread. So if you want a new life, you got to change from the inside out. And that's going to start with upgrading the information you have right now. And this is just me this is just a appetizer course right here. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Vaniqua. This is just a little appetizer course right here before we get into the main bread. I'm going to share a couple more places. Then I'm going to be ready to get this show on the road. Because if they ain't here now, that's on them, not on us. I'm going to share it a couple of more places. And then I'm going to be ready to break this bread. All right, y'all, give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I bet y'all like, I'm here on time. Let's get to it. I'm with y'all on that. Let's get to it. It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, bringing you another edition of these Motivational Mondays. I see Angelique, the artist, just joined us. I got my new Breaking Bread shirt on today. I see you, Coach T. Just turn it on in the background and try to hold on to the wheel, man, because we're going to break this bread. I want to thank Miss T for my new shirt. She made it for me, part of my Father's Day gift. I'm breaking bread, ladies and gentlemen, and we definitely going to do it tonight. And tonight, man, like last week on Bridging the Nations, we kind of went uncut where we walked away from our notes. We walked away from our planning. We walked away from everything we said we were going to do. And we said, man, let's be authentic and let's just be genuine in front of the camera. Come on, T. I'm going to have to get you, dog. I'm going to have to get you one. Let's be authentic in front of the camera. So this week, I don't have a lot of notes. I just want to share with you what's on my heart. And the words that I'm hearing in my heart is coming from Move That Cart, episode 88 of Awaken Your I Am. Hey, Lisa, thanks for joining us. We talked about moving that cart. And this week, I want to talk about upgrading your I Am. Yeah. Upgrade your I am. Go ahead and share this to your grandmama and them, your mama and them. Let them know the motivational teacher has gone live. And if you want your life to be different, it's going to start with this information to upgrade your I am. I remember episode 1. Hey, Mom, thanks for joining us. I remember episode 1 of Awaken Your I Am. I had no idea I was going 88 episodes. I started reading about how the great I am, and I just finished a chapter in my book to my I am God's masterpiece. And I've been sitting back and 88 episodes later, and I got to tell you all that I am not the same dude that started this at episode 1. It's like there's a fire that is consuming my soul right now. It's like I understand when the prophet said it's like fire shut up in my bones, because the moment you start awakening your I am, the moment you start believing that the great I am awakens my I am to do the good in and through me that he wants to see in this earth, it's the moment where you become unstoppable. Man, that is the moment where you realize that I am fighting a rigged game. When I understand, hey, I know some of us talk about white privilege, but tonight I want to talk about God's privilege. When I understand there's a fixed fight, oh my God, I'm breaking bread right now. Come on, Vaniqua, not the same. Come on, Vaniqua, I appreciate that. And I appreciate your consistency, because as we continue this journey, man, as we matriculate, through me or through us. Yeah, I like that word. As we matriculate with who God created us to be, because we almost like snakes, that we shed our skin. Boy, I'm gonna break bread right now. We don't shed our skin physically, but we shed the version of who I am today for the version of who I am tomorrow. I told you I'm uncut today. I'm giving you what the motivational teacher got on the inside of him. As we begin to upgrade those versions of who we are. And last week I talked about moving that cart, and it was phenomenal. I'm telling you, listen, man, I listened to TD Jakes. I listened to, hey, Joy, thank you for joining us. I listened to E.T. I listened to Tony Robbins. I listened to Joe Dispenza. I listen to a lot of those people out there that are spiritual leaders, and I listen to a lot of the motivational teachers, motivational speakers also. But I'm telling you, that last week is on par with any one of those you want to name. I'm telling you, got to start getting these words in your life consistently enough to change your I am. The challenge with us humans is we want to do things for a day or two, and then we expect something to be different. And that's not how the kingdom works. That's not how the great I am has created the process to awaken our I am. We have to go through some times. We have to go through some ups, some downs, some ins and some outs in order to get to that better version of ourselves. Just as that snake has to find a corner, and it has to wiggle up against that corner in order to shed that old skin so they can grow and get the new skin in. It's the same way like us, ladies and gentlemen. There is a battle for us to get to the better version of who we are. There is a struggle to be upgraded to the new version of my I am. There is a war. My tagline is waging war on mediocrity. If you don't set out to wage war purposely daily, you will find yourself sitting in an average seat. I'm gonna break bread before this day is over. We have to upgrade our I am. And see, the challenge is we're upgrading your I am. And I'm gonna do this, and you listening to the motivational teacher to the masses. Upgrading your I am is going to be different from me upgrading my I am. Yeah, I just broke bread right there. Everybody is looking for the exact playbook. We're looking for 5 steps to a better you. We're looking for 6 ways to upgrade you. We're looking for 9 ways to a better life. And I'm challenging you right now listen to your boy. The magic is not in 9 steps. The magic is found in your everyday routine and your consistency. There's nothing wrong with the way you are right now. There's nothing wrong with where you sit right now, because there's a better version of you on the other side of that. But it's going to require that it's going to cost you everything. If you are not willing, I gotta say this, and this is going to sound Really, this is going to sound like, okay, I don't know if I want it. And this is going to make some people realize that have I made the commitment necessary in order to see that dream through? Have I made the commitment necessary to radically change my life? Have I made the commitment necessary to radically change my kids' life or the people in my life? Have I made the commitment necessary to get that promotion? Or have I just been speaking with my mouth and my heart was far from it? Boy, I'm gonna break bread before this is over. See, come on, man. There is a heart and head connection that must be in harmony for the great I am to awaken your I am. That's why I'm telling you, this is not a day-by-day thing. This is not a 1 week magic trick. This is not rub the genie 3 times, kazam, and it comes out. This is not, hey, let me go over here and do this 4 times and see can I blab it and grab it. This is not that. There is a connection. Oh my God, I gotta break bread. There is come on, man, my deity. How do I walk? How do I live my deity through my humanity? I'm going to break bread right here. I'm going to break bread right here. And if you get this right here, you've gotten enough to radically change your life forever. There is a connection between your head and your heart. There is a connection between the thoughts that fire across your synapses in your brain versus what you believe from your feelings, your thinking, your chooses, from what you've seen that you actually believe in your heart. Come on, man, I'm going to break bread before this is over. For a lot of us, see, we're made in God's likeness. That's our deity. You got to go back, I don't know, about 4 or 5 months ago and listen to that. I'm not going to redo that whole thing. That's our deity. I'm made in God's image and his likeness. That's his deity lives through me, but I'm made from dirt on the earth. So how do I live? How do I live heaven through me? How do I allow the great I am to awaken my I am? It's all about the head and heart connection. Or the head, let me change that. The head and heart harmony. Oh yeah, I'm going to break bread right now. There's so many of us that we make confessions, and the confessions are good in the moment that we make them. I am the motivational teacher to the masses. But I believe I got to have the masses in order to be the motivational teacher. See, that's a disconnection. If I believe that I got to have the masses to be the motivational teacher to the masses, then there's a disconnection between my head and my heart. I just broke bread right there. I just broke bread right there. For you to call yourself the artist doesn't mean that I have to be in magazines right now today in order for me to be the artist. See, I'm talking about the head and that heart harmony today. Yeah, head and heart harmony. See, for you to say I am a future DON, it doesn't mean that I have to sit in the big corner office today in order for me to confess that I am. Come on, man. I'm going to break bread. There has to be heart and head harmony. And I'm going to give you, I give you a natural example, and I'm the motivational teacher, and I give you a biblical example. At the time, yeah, I'm going to make that magazine. You better believe it. You're already in it. Now the magazine is getting ready for you to get to the place where you can be in it. I just broke bread. I'm going to give you a biblical example first. I'm going to bring this thing natural. When God told Abram, you're going to go to a place that I'm going to show you. Your name will no longer be Abram. Your name will be Abraham. Abraham had the head connection because he left and he said, I'm going. Now, he went the wrong way. He wasn't supposed to take a lot, but he went the wrong way. But he had the head connection because he left. All right. So Abraham left and he said, I'm going to make your seed as numerous as the stars in the sky. Abraham left and he headed that direction. So he had the head knowledge. He had the head and he believed in his head, okay, I can make this happen. But then, and that's why I'm telling y'all, this is not an overnight fix. And see, most of us, we think the great I am is working where I had success yesterday. I'm going to break bread before this is over. We believe that we think God is going to do the same thing the way he did it in my life 5 years ago. I remember, and we say things like this, I remember when he did this back then, and there's nothing wrong with remembrance, but understand that he's not going to work in your life the same way again. Understand that the way he brought you out 5 years ago will not be the same way he's going to bring you out 5 years from then. And so most of us tend to be where the great I am was and not where he is now. Why is that, motivational teacher? Because we're not upgrading our I am. Because I'm in the same place I was 5 years ago. I believe that it's supposed to happen the same way. But if I have a tight growth plan and me and my daddy and me and Abba are getting to know each other on an intimate level, if the great I am is awakening my I am, he can't meet me on that old platform because I shedded that skin a long time ago. And see, some of us are missing the great I am awakening our I am because I want it just like I had it yesterday. I want it just like he did it 5 years ago. I want it just like it was 3 years ago. And the great I am said, you got to come up hither. Let me show you some things. You got to be awakening your I am. You got to allow me to live and do through you. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. He's not doing it like he did it 5 years ago. You got to have a growth. You have to have a tight growth plan to upgrade your I am so you're on the same wavelength that he is. I'm talking about the head and heart harmony right now. And Abraham had knowledge at the moment he got up and he left. And I'm gonna make you, Abraham, I'm gonna make you father of many nations. And then Abraham came to that moment when his heart was tested based on the word that the great I am gave him. And he said, Abraham, I'll make you see. Abraham said, but my wife Sarah is too old to have a kid. She's too old to have a kid, and now I'm becoming of age. And so when his heart was tested, he looked for an escape route, and he tried to help the great I am out because of what the great I am did 5 years ago. He said, Hagar, I need a baby. And so he went to his handmaid, and he made a baby that was not promised, given to him to be the promise. And so when his heart was tested, because he had a word 5 years ago, he didn't evolve. I love that word, Vaniqua. He did not evolve 5 years down the road to be able to receive the next word. I'm breaking bread right now. My challenge to us, if we're not upgrading our I am, we're missing the moment of which the great I am wants to awaken our I am to do the good in this earth. We got to come up hither. And we're living life so casual that we're going to end up a casualty. We have to make a conscious, intentional, deliberate decision that I talked about it last week, that I own my now. That I own my now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this. I am going to say this. Life is complicated. Life is complicated. Let me calm down. Life is complicated. Don't get me wrong. Life is complicated. But we simplify life when we know that the great I am has awakened my I ams to solutions to problems that have not been invented yet. Life is complicated. Yes, it is. Trust me on this. Things are going to go wrong. You're going to make mistakes, everything. Sometimes it's going to seem like you can't get right. Sometimes it's going to seem like every time I zig, I should have zagged and it just ain't working for me. Life is complicated. Let's get it out. It was never meant to be linear, a straight line. It is complicated. Don't get me wrong. I don't want people to say motivational teacher to the masses. You seem so cold and callous to what people go through in life. I'm not cold and callous to what you go through in life, but we all go through it. We all go through it. There's not one person looking at me right now that's been exempt from life, from the trials and the tribulations of life. No matter what seat we sit in today, we've all had them. Well, motivational teacher, you don't know mine. No, mine were so bad. My trials were worse than everybody else's trials in the earth. You gotta change the story you're telling yourself. I'm telling you, the great I am never gives us everything. What's up, sis? Thanks for joining us. The great I am never gives any one person everything. There is always going to be a growth plan necessary for you to get to the other phase of your life. Where you look over there, that person did this and that person did that, and you're jealous, but that person figured out what it takes to get there. And they had to go through their own process in order to get there. But the challenge to a lot of us is we sit there and we look at them and we whine about what we don't have, and we're not maximizing what we do have. Better change that story. I am more than a conqueror. You better change that story. I am well equipped to overcome. You better change that story. God makes everything beautiful in his own time. You better change that story. I am a mighty man of valor. You better change that story. I am strong and very courageous. You better change that story. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. You better change that story. Life, back to my original point, life is complicated. Life is complicated, but to the awakened I am, it is simplified. Oh my God, I just broke bread. Oh my God, I just broke bread. I just broke bread. You're looking for simplicity in life? Get to know the great I am. It doesn't mean that challenges won't come, but it means that in the midst of the challenges, I'm cool as a cucumber because I got solutions that the great I am has given me from day one. We're searching everywhere else for solutions, and the great I am has awakened your I am to every solution you need in your life. We are going over there, Benny Hinn, lay hands on me. We are going over here for a special prayer from this person. We're going over there to see Dionne Warwick, and we're going over there. We're looking for answers with Kazam. And I'm telling you right now, life is simplified with the awakened I am. Boy, I just broke bread. Because, back to my original point, man. Oh my God, I went down a long path right there, but I believe it was worth it. Life is simplified to the awakened I am because there is a connection between my heart and my head. Oh yeah, I'm going to break bread tonight, Charlotte. To the awakened I am is simplified. Come on, Angelique. Doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean that I'm going to go through any less than anybody else. It just means that I know the future outcome. If I know the future outcome, why am I worrying and losing sleep and losing hair and binge eating when I know the future outcome? The game is rigged. I got God's privilege. That's a new word right there. I know they talk about, it was just Juneteenth. We were talking about white privilege. No, but it's one privilege that trumps white privilege, and I got God's privilege. I know the outcome of the story. I can't sit here and just wander in the pig pen. I can't sit here and lie in the slop when I know the outcome. My life has been simplified. Boy, I broke bread right there. The great I am has awakened my I am. But there has to be a connection between my head and my heart. We got to, come on, with head and heart harmony is simplified. Angelique, you said that better than I did. With head and heart harmony is simplified. The challenge with a lot of us is that our emotions and our feelings take us away from what we believe. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes we allow our feelers, our thinkers, and our choosers, and this world to sometimes disconnect my I am from the great I am. And I'm gonna be here to tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, if your I am is disconnected from the great I am, it's just a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen, before you're tossed to and fro and you're unstable in all your ways. Anytime you become double-minded and unstable in all your ways, you got to check your I am. The great I am is always right where he's supposed to be. He's the North Star. Anytime I'm off center and my I am is shaken and is unstable, I have to check my I am with the great I am, because somewhere in there, there's not harmony. There's not harmony somewhere between the great I am and my awakened I am when I'm taken off center. And at those moments, it's good for me to be able to recognize it, because in those moments, the great I am is showing me where I'm located. He's showing me my heart. And it gives me the opportunity to go back and recharter the course and say, where did I miss the mark? Hey, Virginia, thank you for joining us. Hey, Lois, thanks for hopping on here. I see y'all waking up out that Facebook. I've been wondering because doggone YouTube. What's up, ET? YouTube has been on fire. Facebook, y'all missing this bread breaking moments. I'm telling you, and that's why I look around at the world today, and honestly, I get discouraged when I look around at the world because it seems like people take more pleasure in entertainment. They take more pleasure in partying. They take more pleasure in all these other things other than awakening. There I am, and your future lies in your awakening. I am. I sit there and I do one-on-one counseling. I hear people talking about their problems, and they're not getting any new information that awakens their I am, that they're going through marital problems, and they're talking to their single friends, and I don't know why you go through all that. I don't know why you take all that. And their single friends are not giving them any information to awaken their I am. That we're going through money problems because of the pandemic, and people are going through issues, and they're losing their money and lost jobs, and they're talking to the brokest people in their life about their problems, their financial issues. And they tell them, well, when you want to claim my kid on your taxes, ladies and gentlemen, you can never outperform the information that you're feeding your mind. I just broke bread. You can never outperform the information that you feed your mind. I'm telling you right now, you have to start with the right information. Information alone doesn't get you to that awakened I am. You got to have some awakened friends. Come on, Angelique, you better say that. Invite them with you. See, if I had, man, I'm telling you, you better invite your friends right here with us on Monday nights. She said, right, it's unfortunate. Vanika said, right, my circle continues to get smaller. And it's going to continue to get smaller because the more you become awakened, the more and more you see, man, like it's a lot of people that are not even looking to be awakened. There are too many people that want to sit back and blame mama and them, and blame grandmama and them, and blame auntie and them, and blame great granddad and them for where they are in life, and saying, man, it's me. It's me, oh Lord, standing at the gate. It's me. Like, we are going to have to give an account at some point for what we did while we were on earth. Don't you understand that? I'm going to get a little deep tonight. Don't you understand that you came from somewhere? I told you, this is just me right now. I'm going uncut. I ain't got no notes right. Usually I keep my notes right there. I keep looking over there, but I don't have anything. I usually keep my notes right there. I said, motivational teacher, you've been breaking bread. Let's see what you got on the inside of you. Give the people what you got on the inside of you and what you've been meditating on. That we're going somewhere after this life. And even before we got here, we came from somewhere. Don't you know that there's a continuity about where you came from, what you're doing here now, and where you're going? There is a continuity of who you're supposed to be. Don't you know the moment you got popped on the bottom, that when you were started, that you were oh my God, I'm about to break bread, that you were already finished. Don't you know when your dad met your mom and they got together and they said, man, we're going to make us one. Don't you know that one little sperm cell that you outran 400 million other sperm cells to that one egg? If the sperm cell to the right of that sperm cell that got to the egg had made it, you would not be you. I just broke bread right there. I just broke bread right there. Do you think it's strange that it had to be, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about my thing. It had to be Hog Neal and it had to be Margarita Williams in order to create a bread breaker such as this. It had to be a special moment on November 4th when I popped out that womb and I said, boy, I became a breathing soul, and God said, man, everything that I made was good and very good. And I could see him sitting back after I popped out, and he rested and looked and said, man, this is good and very good. I'm about to break bread. And he saw me, he saw the challenges, and hold on, the great I am knew the challenges that I would have to face. He knew the fight that I would have to endure and the struggle that I would go through, but he allowed me to go through it such as a good soldier, because he understood that the struggle and the fight that I went through and the twisting and the turning to hatch out the egg is going to be the very strength that I need to overcome this world. Come on, man. I've been held in an incubator for a time such as this. I'm reminded of a mother eagle. And a mother eagle would go and build this nest for her eaglets. And she would build it out of twigs. She would put little leaves and stuff at the bottom to make it soft. And she would leave that baby eaglet up there in that nest for a certain period of time. And that baby and that mother eagle, after it became a certain age, she began to stir the nest. And the nest begins to get uncomfortable, and it starts poking and prodding the baby eagle, and the baby eagle starts shaking. And the baby eagle just not comfortable anymore. And he started feeling his way around that nest. I'm going somewhere right here tonight. And the baby eaglet start feeling itself around the nest, and it get to the point where it's peeking over the outside of the nest. And the mother eagle knows it's time. Yeah, it's time. I'm breaking bread right now. It's time. And so the mother eaglet goes down into that rumbled up nest and take that baby eaglet and fly straight up in the air. As high as mother eagle can go, and she drops the eaglet. And the eaglet starts fighting and scrambling, and it's trying to gain its traction. And the baby eaglet, and it's trying to fight, and it can't make it. The mother eaglet catches the baby eaglet, and she put it back in the nest. And then the mother eaglet, she take the baby eaglet all the way back up to the top again. And she drops it, and the baby eaglet is still fighting. But this time the wings are getting just a little bit stronger. And the baby eaglet is fighting. It popped a little bit, and it caught a little air. And the mother eaglet caught the baby eaglet, put it back in there, flew it up a third time, dropped the baby eaglet, and the baby eaglet learned how to fly. Motivational teacher to the masses. What is the moral to the story? Don't you know that you're in an incubator? Don't you know that there's a hedge, that you're inside a nest just like that baby eaglet? Don't you know the great I am is stirring your nest because it's time for you to learn how to fly? Don't you know that struggle you went through, that rejection you went through, the divorce you went through, the job you lost, the relationship that lost you, the money that you lost in a business deal? Don't you know that the great I am took you straight up and say it's time? Wow, breaking bread right now. It's time right now. It is time right now. And he flew you up there, and you came down, and you were struggling. The great I am, he caught you by the shoulder. He set you in the nest, and you wonder, wow, oh my God, why it was me. But guess what? You did not die in the midst of that storm. You did not die. You did not waver. Your heart pumped a little faster, but you got a little stronger in the midst of it. And you got your breath back, and you took a deep breath, and he took you back out of that nest, and he flew you back up again. What's up, Q? He flew you back up again, and you went through another storm. And you thought, oh my God, am I gonna make it out? What was going on in the middle of the storm? And the great I am said, man, I got you. There's been a hedge around your life the whole time. And he took you up, and you went into a little bit more debt. You had a few more negative relationships. You lost a little bit more money. Maybe you got fired from your job. Maybe they told you weren't good enough. Maybe they told you weren't fit to do that role. Maybe they told you were too big, you were too black, you were too tall, you were too short, and they gave you another reason why. And you guess what? You kept on fighting, and you didn't die. And guess from that experience, you got what? I got a little stronger. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge the great I am. And you got a little stronger. And you say, motivational teacher to the masses. Well, I'm sitting in this seat right here, and my eye, I can't blink right now. And like Monique just said, we still here. Why? There's purpose right now in your life. There's purpose right now in your life. I know you said motivational teacher to the masses. Right now, it seems like I'm in the middle of that free fall. You know what? You flap your wings. In the midst of the free, a motivational teacher to the masses right now, I'm in the middle of one. You learn how to flap your wings right now. You learn how to flap your wings right now. You say, right now, I got to upgrade the version. The only way do you gain the strength in order to see the vision through is that you got to continuously upgrade the version of you. You got to continue to flap your wings. When it doesn't go your way, man, I'm flapping my wings. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody better talk to your boy out there. Most people would have quit if they went through what you went through. Most people would have gave up the ghost if they went through what you went through. But you're still here and you're flapping your wings. And it's just a matter of time before you get to that place to where heart, oh my God, and head finds harmony. And you're going to take off. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, that bread breaking moment right there. I can literally throw this phone, get off this thing and go run outside and see if I can take off. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Keep moving. Martin Luther King said, if you can't walk, then crawl. If you can't crawl, then drag yourself inch by inch. But just like the lady with the issue of blood, man, if I could just get to the hem, I'll be made whole, ladies and gentlemen. Keep flapping your wings. Don't worry about what it looks like. There is going to be a moment when your heart and your head, when the great I am awakens your I am to the point where you see above all the storm. You're going to see above all the storms. That moment in your life is right on the other side of you learning how to flap. And the mama eagle is saying to the baby eaglet, I know it looks like I'm cruel and it looks like I'm mean. And I know sometimes we say things like this. Why does God allow that to happen to good people? We say things like this. It seems like that always the wicked are always prevailing. And we say stuff like this. It just seemed like it ain't ever meant for me to get there. Why my way? I said this one. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this one. I said this one. It always seemed like my journey got to be harder than everybody else's. I'm telling on myself right now. I said that multiple times, and the great I am said, "Boy, line your head up with your heart." Line your head up with your heart. In my heart, all things are possible to him that believe. I'm breaking bread right now, boy. Y'all better tell y'all mama and grandmama and them. And man, he 36 minutes in, but if he stay for 2 more, it's worth you getting it. It's worth you getting it. Line, all things are possible to him that believeth. All things are possible to him, homo sapien, him, her, that believeth. All things are possible in the midst of the struggle, in the midst of the flapping. Just know that though the vision tarry, wait for it. Though it seems like you almost at the brink of quitting, God makes all things beautiful in his own time. The great I am, I started this thought. The great I am brought you to this earth. Yeah, not if, but when. Come on, Q. You came from somewhere when you came through the incubator of your mom's womb. You came from somewhere, and when you hit earth, when God starts the thing is finished, you had purpose on the inside of you. And the challenge is not for us to take that purpose and that potential back to the grave. There's a hedge of protection around your life. There's only so much the thief can steal, kill, and destroy for your life. Trust me. Trust me. What he stole, or whatever you've lost, or the time that I'm motivated, I don't know what my mind was, or that time you think you lost. Trust me on this. That cannot stop you. There's a hedge of protection around your life. And the moment you get to the place where I make my heart and my head, let me say this, when I make the great I am awaken aligns with my I am, I'm changing this world. And it doesn't matter whether I got $50 in the bank. It doesn't matter if I'm $50,000 in debt. It doesn't matter if my mom is not speaking to me. It doesn't matter if my one side of my family cut me out. It doesn't matter what happens, because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I'm breaking bread right now. At the end of the day, we got God privilege. We got great I am privilege. We got great I am privilege. And the challenge on earth is for us not to allow these present challenges that are here only for a moment to wear my mind out, to where I no longer have clear connection between the great I am and my awakened I am. All problems come to do is to disconnect the frequency of which the great I am awakens our I am. I just broke bread right there. Oh my God, that's a tweetable moment. All problems and challenges come to do is to break the frequency between the great I am and my awakened I am. That's all problems were sent to earth to do. The challenges that you face were only sent to you for one thing. They want to break the frequency between your communication between the great I am and your awakened I am. And the moment you give your energy to the problem, and the moment you give your energy to the situation, and the moment you give your energy to the problem, and you don't give it to the great I am, the solution mindset of your awakened I am, is the moment, ladies and gentlemen, that there is no more coherence between my head and my heart. Breaking bread right now. Come on, keep the focus. Lisa, you said it perfectly. Keep the focus. Challenges. Man, oh my God, that's phenomenal. I'm just thinking about this. And man, I look back over my life, and I know some of the challenges that I faced in my life. And as I look back over my life, and I'm saying, God, like, oh my goodness, I see why I had to go through that. I understand why I was making $100,000 and I was spending $150,000. I understood that it wasn't about the money coming in or the money going out. It was always about my seed of insecurity. And I had to go through making 100 and spending 150 to be able to address the seed of insecurity. It was never about the money. It was never about the foreclosure. It was never about the repossession. It was all about the great I am, awakening my I am. It was, oh my God, it was never about what you lost. But it was always about heart and head, coherence, heart and head, harmony. Oh my goodness, the moment we stop living, oh my God, I gotta say this. The moment we stop living, let me say it this way. The moment we stop walking by sight and walk by faith, it's the moment we can move mountains out of our life. We walk by faith and not by sight. But in those moments where we walk by sight and we don't walk by faith, the frequency between the great I am and my awakened I am is broken. And those are the moments and times where I make bad decisions. Those are the moments and times where doubt and unbelief begin to set in. Those are moments and times where I go out and I make me an Ishmael with Hagar, because there is a disconnection between the frequency of the great I am to my awakened I am. And now I go out as Anthony making decisions, life-changing decisions, as Anthony detached from my awakened I am. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you understand? We got God privileges, but those privileges only manifest when we're on the right frequency. When there's proper frequency between the great I am and our awakened I am. And oh my God, only challenges come to disrupt that relationship. And that's why we have to protect that relationship. We have to protect that frequency, that line of communication with everything that's within us. That's why I love what Vaniqua said earlier. My circle has gotten smaller and smaller, because as I begin to awaken my I am, man, you're going to start to see that a lot of the people that you thought you had to have in your life, they were only trying to keep you to that old version of who you were. They only wanted to talk about when y'all was in the club. When we was in the club, we used to do this. Or they only want to talk about all the women you used to have that was so, she was so fine, whatever happened to her. All they want to talk about is what you did in the past. And then you start to see what your awaken I am. You trying to keep me who I was. I'm looking for who I am and is to come. You only want to keep me where I was. And I'm telling you, I am not that same version of myself. My frequency is wide open for the great I am to awaken my I am. I got people trying, y'all got to excuse me. I got on a roll then. But let me get some people in this conversation. Lisa said, you breaking bread. Q said, hardship is an illusion to a kingdom. Boy, you just broke bread. Hardship is an illusion to a kingdom citizen. Boy, you broke bread right there. Oh my goodness, hardship. That's why I love y'all on here, man, because y'all come up with some stuff. It make me say Selah. Hardship is an illusion to a kingdom citizen, to the awakened I am. Keep it real, Lords. We gonna do it. It didn't line up with where I'm going. Come on. And you got to be unapologetic about kicking people out your life. You got to be unapologetic for giving people the boot, because I got to tell you, man, we got to protect that line of frequency. We got to protect the great I am being able to awaken our I am at all costs. And if people are not moving in your direction, they trying to, and they become a weight, you got to let them go. And if it's meant to be, they'll show back up in the future in some other way. But you cannot be afraid to say goodbye to negative, stinking thinking people. You cannot be afraid to say goodbye to a job that only wants to hold you to the version of who you were yesterday. Well, I don't have any upward growth, no mobility in this company. Then it's time to say goodbye and find one where you do. It's time to find a manager or a boss that wants to see you grow and become the better version of yourself. Or it's time for you to encourage your children to be the better version of themselves, and don't allow them to sit there and be lazy and allow their I am to be stifled because they're slothful. We got to start changing some stuff in our life. Like the mother eagle ruffled that nest. She, like I said, stirs the nest. God stirs our nest as well. And you wonder why there's discomfort on that job right now. You wonder why I've been there 30 years, but I've never felt so stifled. I feel like I'm being smothered right now, because your I am is being awakened. And you've outgrown that position, or maybe you've outgrown that relationship, or even maybe you've outgrown that tax bracket. And it's time for you to get to moving. It's time for you to start tapping into that connection, because it's wide open for you, for him to be able to do the things that he wants to do through you. You got to awaken your I am, and you got to protect it at all costs. You got to upgrade the version of who you are. You got to upgrade your I am. I got to tell y'all, I'm going to get ready to get off this thing. Your I am is special. When you came into this earth, your I am was already finished. The great I am had every hair on your head numbered. You are the apple of his eye. He said, taste and see if I am sweet. Like, all that was done. The first pow, you got popped on the bottom. All of that was already done in and through you. Now the great I am is saying, open up the frequency. Open up the frequency. Stop walking in religion. Stop walking in the relationship that your mama had with the great I am, or that your daddy had with the great I am. I got to tell you all right here, and I'm not going to go into a whole nother thought. The greatest challenge to us walking in the better version of who we are is living in what we know. You better believe that when God does something, he's not going to do it like he did it 5 years ago. He's not going to do it like he did it 10 years ago. You got to upgrade the version of who you are in order to be in that place to when he moves. That's why a tight growth and development plan is a must. If you have not developed a tight growth and development plan, you need to do that right now. And I said it last week, but you got to go back and listen to it 4 or 5 times. I said it last week. A vision board with a bunch of things. To me, this is just my thought. A vision board with a house and a car and a business and a bank account with 7 figures and all that is worthless if you don't have the person who you need to be to attract those things in the center. I told you all, we don't have money goals at my house. We don't have a bigger house we want down the road. We don't have Rolls Royce and Bentleys on our refrigerator. Why? Because we got a tight growth plan, man. And we know that if we upgrade the communication between the great I am and my awakened I am, and I allow the great I am to work in and through my awakened I am, I ain't worried about the stuff. I would create man, I'm gonna tell you like John the Baptist, I would create so much impact that I could go in the woods and do it, and people will beat a path to find me. Man, I'm breaking bread. I'm breaking bread right now. My goal is to be so valuable and to bring so much value to my listeners, to the people listening to my tone, that I don't have to go get speaking engagement. I can go push off in a boat, and millions and millions of people are come and listen to me. Why? Because I'm not doing it like they do it, like they feel. Oh, you got to go through Instagram to get it done. Oh, you got to have 15 million social media followers. Oh, you got to have it. You got to do it like ET did it. You got to go and be on the Oprah Winfrey show. Oh, you got to be on the Steve Harvey Morning show in order to get there. I'm telling you, I don't, man. Come on, man. I'm telling you that don't look for it to happen that way. Awaken your I am so he can do it through you how he chooses, because it's all about the glory. It's all about the great I am walking in the glory. It's all about him getting the glory. Stop looking for it to be done like it's done in the past. Make yourself valuable. Oh my God, that's like Angelique would say, that's a word all in itself. Make yourself valuable. I'm telling you right now. Vanico chimed into this conversation. I would share stuff with no meaning. I would get a reaction. But when I shared this, I get no response. I made my decision to let go and I pray for you, but I won't wait for you. Come on. I can't do it. I will not wait for you, because come on, man, you can't pull my awakened I am back down where you are. New doors are opening. It's all about the glory. Come on. New doors are opening, new ways. I mean, listen, man, there are so many ways to get you to the DON. There are so many ways to get you to the climax of the art industry. It's so many ways. Don't be closed to, don't just think it's 1 or 2 ways for that to happen. Open your mind to the possibilities that can be. Open your mind. All things are possible to him that believed. I love it, Lisa. New doors are opening. As these new doors are opening, are you prepared to walk through them? Are you a person of substance? Are you a person that have been building your I am, that when you get to the door, you look like you've been there before? Man, I tell you, one thing I love about my secular job, that I teach, train, coach, I do all those things in my secular job. And when I get promoted, people say, man, it looked like you make this job look easy. I had one of the people that reports to me call me and say, man, like this is exactly what he said. He said, you shed light to me our last conversation. He said, you made me see some things that I've never seen before, of things that I could do in this company. And I'm 6 years, this is what he said, I'm 6 years from retirement, and I feel like I could do it all right now. I never not want to do anything else until we had that conversation. My challenge to you is, what is lying dormant on the inside of you that when the door opened, you would not be equipped to walk through it? Unleash the better version of you. Unleash the better oh my God, there's a version of you right now out there that's ready to take on any problem that comes in before you. There's a version of you that is ready to roar like a lion. There's a version of you that can do all things. There is a version of you that can overcome any obstacle ever you face with. There is a version of you that's ready to run the doggone hospital. There is a version of you that's prepared for the masses, but you got to understand that that version of you does not come forth without waging war. That version of you does not come forth without going through some things. They said my boy Peter was in prison. They were praying for Peter. Peter went through some things. He was in prison. He went through some things. And they were praying for Peter. And they said, Peter popped up at the door. They said, Peter, is that your ghost? He said, no, baby, this is a new version of me. The version that you saw going to that prison is not the same version of me you at this door right now. They said, is that your ghost? He said, no, baby, this is a new version of me. And and we gonna have the same experience in our life. They're gonna say, man, how in the world did you get there? Hey, man, the great I am has awakened my I am. And listen, it's not my work, it's his work through me. There's a version of you when people are gonna say, man, is that Angelique's ghost? Is that Lisa's ghost? Is that Vaniqua's ghost? Is that Lady Queen's ghost? They gonna say, man, what in the world? How are you glowing, right? What in the world? I see all the things that you've accumulated. I see your work that's now spans across the whole earth. Is that you? Yeah, it's the better version of who I am. You better believe that. And when you get to that version, you will attract, and trust me, all the way up to that better version, you will see an expanded territory. He's always working to expand your territory. And there will be a moment in time when people are going to be wondering, like, how did she do that? Or how did he do that? It's a new version. Yep, that version where you met me may not be capable of doing what you see me doing today. But trust you me, I've grown 147 times since I saw you last. No, you can't recognize me because right now I'm 9'10" because I've grown so much inside of this same shell. I'm 9'10", 600 pounds inside of this same shell because I've grown so much. And my heart and my head, my heart and my head is in harmony. And now I can attract. What I loose in heaven is loosed on earth, and whatsoever I bind in heaven is bound on earth. Why? Because there is that connection. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses. If you got something out of this, man, I got a few more minutes. If you got something out of this, man, type, if you would, go to the chat box and type whatever thought that's dominating your mind from this message tonight. Whatever thought that is dominating your mind from this message tonight, go ahead and hit me up in the chat box. I want to see what y'all got out there. You did it again. Come on. I want to see what y'all got out there. Such a powerful word this evening. Thank you for your time. Oh, it was my pleasure, man. This is what the bread breaker been sent to do. What thought is dominating your mind right now based on the bread I just broke? Keep moving. I love that one. Conqueror. I love that one. Keep moving. I love that one. Where you at, Facebook? What thought is dominating your mind right now? Because I want to know what y'all got from this. I want to know what y'all got from this because as you all can see that I'm starting to build these based on our conversation. That these words are rhema. Like they're based on this moment in time, right? Come on, Laura. Thank you for chiming into this conversation. Overcomer. I love it. Angelique. Flap those wings. I love it. I love it. All of those, man. Let's meditate on these words. I'm telling you, man, you will make your way prosperous. Y'all, it's your boy, the motivational teacher to the mass, head and heart harmony. I love it. Lord's head and heart harmony, head and heart connection. I love it. As people hunger, feed them. Q, I hear you talking to you. I hear you talking to you. Better get that trough. You better go ahead and get that trough out. It's time to feed the people. Man, I appreciate you all. Love the eagle example the most. Love it. Head, heart and head must be kept in harmony. Love it. Thank you all for chiming into this conversation. You all, man, you all inspire me. You all inspire me. When I see you all on here and I'm seeing them, I'm seeing people change their names to reflect who I am in the future. Like that's the thing. Like God didn't wait to change Abram to Abraham after he had Isaac. He said, today you became Abraham. I love seeing people change their name real time into who's to come because that resides in you today. Like it says that we're growing and we're maturing in the faith. And man, it's just a matter of time before we all are sitting right in the promise of where we're supposed in the promised land. Hey, if you have not, please go to my YouTube page and subscribe to Williams Inspires. If you have not, please go like my Facebook page at what is my Facebook page? Williams Inspires also. And then at Periscope or on Twitter at Waging War 32. Let's get connected. Man, thank y'all for chiming into this conversation. I would tell you all have been phenomenal. And I thank y'all for joining us for another edition of Motivational Monday. And until next time, I am challenging you to wage war on mediocrity.
It ain't no friend to me. Waging war, waging war, waging war, waging war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me.